Hi all, it's David Fuchsa, and as you can see this is Starcraft, the shareware version. So I've been basically having a little bit of trouble getting Starcraft to record because Fraps isn't really meant to record such primitive games. But anyways, Terran prequel, Loomings. As a stalwart defender of the sector-spanning Terran Confederacy, you have been sent on a clandestine mission to the remote border colony of Char. The local magistrate, fearing that the population is preparing to revolt, has asked that you and your Alpha Squadron troops intervene and quell an uprising that might occur. Boot camp.
Welcome to Char, Lieutenant. General Duke has instituted a brief field training exercise for all new Alpha Squadron commanders. The training grounds are prepared and the exercise may be initiated at your convenience. Simply press Start to begin the exercise. You may skip the exercise by selecting Skip Tutorial.
Alright, so we're going to go into the tutorial just so I can tell you a little bit about the game's resource management and stuff like that. We're not going to show tips up.
The T-280 SCV is the cornerstone of our hostile environment construction and resource gathering operations.
Roger that.
In order to build a thriving colony, numerous SCVs are necessary. You can build additional SCVs at a command center.
And building our SCV.
SCV good to go, sir.
In order to equip additional personnel, you must have enough supply depots to support them. You can use SCVs to build additional supply depots.
And we're building our supply depot.
Additional supply depots required.
So I can't build because my population is at 1818. Once this is done,
Lieutenant, the base is well underway. Completion of the full mission objectives is now in your hands.
some mission objectives. Free to select people's a refinery, gather high investment gas. We'll our SCVs gather some minerals for a little bit.
SCV good to go, sir.
Alright, let's gather some troops up.
Commander, go, go, go. Standing by. Let's move. Go, go, go. 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 Let's move. Go, go,
Killing a few ram zergling.
let's move.
Always a little bit of fun.
Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go. Let's move. Orders, Captain?
Alright, so let's start talking a little bit about the game. Basically, StarCraft is a real-time strategy game, and your purpose is basically to build up forces with resources to conquer your enemies and complete mission objectives. Right now I'm playing the Terrans, and they're the humans basically in this game. They're basically a mix of versatility and ingenuity basically.
Commander. Let's move. Standing by. SCV good to go, sir.
The refinery processes raw Vespene gas, converting it into a form which your SCVs can gather.
Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go.
Slowly killing off a few zerglings.
Go, go, go. Let's move.
As you can see, this is like your fighting unit right now. This is like the first training unit you'll be able to train as the Terrans, and there's basic Marines. They have guns. They kill off stuff at range. They're not too strong durability, melee, or against stuff that has armor on it. Doesn't look like we'll be getting up there, so let's move up here. Alright, my objective is to build at least 3 supply depots, so let's get another one on our way. And we'll be done this mission. Anyhow, I played quite a bit of Starcraft when it came, eventually when it came out. No, I didn't really play it out mostly when it was released, but I soon picked up the game and then I spent a lot of time playing it.
Training exercise. A review of colonial diplomatic protocol begins in 1 hour.
That's the first mission. Here's just an victory overscreen. It tells you units, structures, resources. I can go into units to see produced, killed. So this guy had 13 produced. He lost 13. Constructed 5. Resources. Who I was fighting against, who I was. Time. Strong arm, Confederate base camp.
Adjutant online. We have entered into a low orbit over Chowsara and are preparing to descend to the planet. Receiving incoming transmission.
Lieutenant, it appears you arrived just in time. As you know, the renegades who call themselves the Sons of Korhal have been working for months to undermine Confederate authority in the French colonies. Well, they're on Chowsara now, and I'd like to take care of them without involving the local militia. That's where your Alpha Squadron boys come in. There are to be no arrests, Lieutenant. I hope you understand what I mean. I want this problem solved once and for all. Good hunting.
Alright, let's start. So in this first actual mission, we're going to be hunting down the rebels. The Sons of Korhal. Here's our base. We have a few supply depots, an engineering bay, some barracks, and we've got a couple of guys guarding the entrances. We're going to move you over here. And why not? We'll move you guys up here, and we'll move a couple over here. And you guys are going to hold position here. There. This first mission is basically build a whole bunch of Marines and swamp the guy type of mission, so it shouldn't take too long to beat. So upgrading. So let's start talking a little bit about how this game works. Basically, you're managing 3 resources: the minerals, the investment gas, and the supplies. Supplies is generated by supply depots for the Terrans and by 2 other structure, or a structure for the Protoss and a unit by the Zerg. And that's what manages the amount of units you can have. You also have minerals, which allow you to build stuff, along with investment gas. Depending on certain units will require more minerals, and investment gas will be required as well. And minerals are a fairly finite resource. Investment gas is also slightly finite, but even if this was depleted to 0, you will always be able to get some investment gas out of it. We're just going to build up a few Marines here. I want to get at least 12 Marines before I move out. Start exploring the exterior of the place. I'm also getting divestment gas for a reason too, so it's not just, you know, for fancy, you know, whatever. Train our marine here, and here. Now get me 12. Gonna take a while before that, but oh well. Anyhow, you basically gather minerals and then you produce guys. Right now I'm producing these basic marines, and they're, you know, your standard Terran unit for assaulting stuff in the beginning and defending yourself. And our mission objective right now will be to destroy the world base. Shouldn't be too hard to do. I should be able to get rid of them fairly easily enough. And then we can move on. Alright, we're good to go with at least this many guys. I'm going to make these guys squad 1, and we're going to start moving out to kill stuff.
Permission to speak freely, sir. I'm not sure you know what you're doing. If you're going to send us into hostile territory and you want us to defend ourselves, then use the attack command. But if you want us to ignore enemy fire and go exactly to the spot you targeted, then use the move command. Now, which will it be?
So the marine here is telling us what to do.
Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go.
There's an enemy. There was an enemy.
Go, go, go. Let's move.
What I'm doing right now is just clearing out the
Go, go, go. Let's move.
exterior of our base.
Standing by. Let's move.
One of my guys got a little bit injured there, but oh well. I'm going to send you back in.
Standing by.
And you guys are now the rest of squad 1.
Go, go,
Let's go up and get this guy.
Let's move. Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go.
Awesome. We're doing quite well with upgrades. Let's rally these guys. I'm gonna make them rally right there.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, they're fine. We had an attack by an enemy there, but my guys killed them off fairly easily enough.
Not enough minerals.
Standing by. Let's move. Go, go, go. Sir, it looks like a dead end. Let's move. You want a piece of me, boy? Go, go, go.
Alright, so we've managed to clear out a few enemies over here.
Standing by.
I'm gonna have you go up here,
Standing by.
because you got injured.
Go, go. Standing by. You want a piece of me, boy? Commander. Let's move. Go, go, go. Let's move. Go, go, go. Let's move.
Awesome. So this is the academy.
Sir, we've got incoming, and I'll be damned if I can identify them.
We got-
Whatever they are, you must destroy them, Lieutenant. That is a direct order.
Your forces are
We got xenomorphs.
Recon Squad, Cerberus reporting. We're here to oversee the extermination of these xenomorphs and contain the spread of any hostile infestation on this colony. Why wasn't I informed of this? Confederate Command never consulted. We have our own orders, Magistrate. We don't answer to you. I suggest we get on with this mission.
Alright, so
Channel open.
here are units. Awesome.
Now call aloft.
Let's move them over here.
Piece of me, boy.
These guys won't be able to get in.
your forces are under attack.
Apparently these guys aren't going to get assaulted. Cool. Alright, so I'm getting attacked all over the place. Let's go up here for a bit. The reason I'm going up here is because I want to clear a mineral patch. Alright, so there's been a lot of stuff happening in the game. That's something that happens in this game, I find. You'll basically have a whole lot of action going on in terms of the game playing itself for you.
Your forces are under attack. Upgrade complete.
Alright, these guys have fought enough. Let's move them back. Let's have you guys move forward, and you guys gonna go maybe right here. Let's train some fire bats. And do this. Knock minerals, we'll get that in a bit. And we got 6 guys here. We'll move that many over. And, well, alright, we'll move one down here. That'll be enough for now. Alright. Let's get these guys going. So, let's start overviewing the units while I've got breaking the action here. I've managed to create some fire bats and marines, and we got some special guys here called the Goliaths. There's basically different units for each side, and well, I should say each race has different units if you're playing against different races. Right now I'm playing against, like, a lot of Terrans at the moment, so there's not a lot of different races you'll see. But anyhow, each race, like Terrans, Protossans, they have their different units, and these units have their own strengths and weaknesses. In the case of the Terrans, they're pretty good with these Marines that are really good at ranged and fire bats and Goliaths, but they have a fairly big weakness in that they aren't really great at fighting close up to things, or in some cases they're not very good if you manage to have like a whole bunch of these guys coming in and attack you at once. We're just gonna mop up all this stuff. And we'll have you guys join the attack. We'll slowly finish these guys off, and then that'll be it for this mission. If it seems like I'm playing kind of fast, it is because I am. It's going to take a long time to beat the third mission, so I just sort of like, running as fast as possible through these early missions just to get done and over with. I can explain this stuff in the third mission that I plan to. That should be it. Right, second action mission. With the destruction of the base camp and the subsequent arrival of the mysterious Cerberus unit, the Sons of Korhal withdrew their remaining forces from Char-Sarar. Unfortunately, a darker presence had taken root upon the planet. The alien xenomorphs had infested one of the colony's most secure research facilities, Deflating installation. Now spurred by a dire service commander, you must enter into the installation, rescuing survivors. Den of the Beast.
Lieutenant, we have accessed the installation's primary bioscanners and have ascertained that there is still a number of Confederate scientists inside. What? I'm the only one who has the installation's access codes. How did you override my security clearance? I told you before, Magistrate. We don't answer to you. We are to infiltrate the installation and evacuate any remaining Confederate personnel. Now let's move, gentlemen. We're on a tight schedule.
Alright, let's go start this mission. So here's an example of an installation mission in StarCraft.
Security cameras activated.
Sir, we've located the scientists.
I'm going to stand here for a reason. I knew those guys were coming, so you know, why not kill them?
This place must be crawling with xenomorphs. Naturally.
Alright, so maybe let's just start explaining a little bit about this game. StarCraft is, as I said, a real-time strategy game. And you manage units to conquer your foes, and when you have bases, you manage your units to, you know, you build up your army and then you send them forth to attack your foes. Sometimes in like the campaign though, you have like these little installation missions where you don't exactly have a base. You're just, you know, sending your forces around to complete mission objectives, basically. And here's an example of rescuing personnel.
The security system's all out of whack. Be careful, boys.
Good to know. Let's kill it. Right, you know, you have to have guys spawning every so often. And we're almost cleared through this part. I better watch it. This guy's already getting injured quite a bit here. But for the most part, we seem to be doing quite well.
Go, go, go. Yes. Commander. Yes. Naturally. Swim. Naturally.
So that's central engineering over there. But we're gonna go try and rescue some more guys first. Here's a Hydralisk. I should clear out the rest of the area that I want to escape to when I get out of here. Alright, let's get over here. So while I'm running around, let's note a few things. You'll note that there's a couple guys here with borders. That's the fire bats here. And it's not that because, you know, just because they're special, well, they are special, but here, let's get to the point. Fire bats, normal fire bats don't have white borders around them, but these do because they're hero units. And a thing about StarCraft is that it has hero units that you have to either protect or use to complete missions. Now, there should be nothing in these rooms, but there should be some down here. We're quite a big crew, don't we? Alright, let's keep going. Move them this way. And now we're getting toward the scientists. This door's probably closed. Have to open the doors first, but we're going to do that later. I'm going to try and rescue the other guys first. Because, you know, there's guys all around. And I want the extra guys that I'll get from over here. Okay, let's get him down here. And we're gonna make this guy squad 1. You guys will be squad 2. Alright, so in this mission, as you've already seen, I'm basically running these guys around rescuing a bunch of civilians and other soldiers. And this is fairly typical of what you'll find like a rescue type mission for StarCraft or installation mission where you're rescuing guys and doing it to complete episodes or objectives. It's nothing really about base management in this one, but you know, it's still a fun thing to do. It's still quite difficult. Alright, let's go over here. You guys are going to be number 3. And let's go explore over here. Alright, we're good, pretty good. As I said, they're not very good in melee Terrans, but they still kick ass. Alright, you guys are going to go attack in this direction. You guys are going to follow. And you guys are also going to attack right after we have them moving. These guys are just going to slowly path all the way up there. And we'll pretty much be done this mission. So, let's explain a little bit about StarCraft then. These installation missions, you'll have them for like each of the factions and races. They usually have you either attacking installation or stopping something or whatever. There's no base management, but it's still pretty difficult. This actually falls back to what you found in like Warcraft 1, where you're like engaging dungeons and stuff like that, or towers or whatever. And it's very similar to what you find in Rivalry 2 with like, you know, installation attacks and stuff like that. Lots of fun. I'll just beat this mission. you'll hear me talking a little bit more in episode or the mission 3. I just need one of those guys to reach here, so let's do that, and we'll be done. And we've won. Alright, let's get to the final mission. Extermination.
Lieutenant, the scientists have been evacuated to our main stronghold. They are confident that their findings can help us to defeat the xenomorphs before their influence can spread any further.
Receiving emergency transmission from the office of the Colonial Magistrate.
The city of Los Andares has fallen under attack by a large force of the creatures. General Duke himself has volunteered to aid you in retaking the city. Good luck, Lieutenant. Los Andares and the Confederacy are counting on you.
Alright, let's do the third mission and be done with the little prequel.
Base is under attack.
You go this way.
Base is under attack.
You go that way.
What do you want?
Before these guys get over here, let's do over here.
Base is under attack.
Oh boy.
Well,
Get down there and aid them. Alright. Looks like we've managed to
cover in these bunkers if things get too dicey.
defend these guys fairly well. Let's actually get started playing. We'll put all our forces over here since this is where they'll be coming from initially. They'll all explore up here just a little bit too. So this is more of a standard mission that you'll find in like StarCraft. The first missions and like, you know, partly the second, they're just mostly tutorial missions on like how to play. And then like the third one's like, you know, an introduction to installations. That's kind of on fire, I should really put that out. You go repair that. And let's build up a bunch of Marines. So, let's start talking a little bit about the game, since it's going to be a little bit slower from here on out. Here's Emmett Duke, and he's like a hero unit. He's a hero unit, as you can tell, from the white border. And my job in this mission is to protect him from dying. Our mission in this like, you know, our objectives in this mission will be to basically defend this area from xenomorph attacks, and that basically means wiping out all the xenomorphs. I don't really need to repair all these structures, but I'm doing it anyways just because I don't like having fire all over the place. You build Vespin gas refinery. Alright, looks like we've managed to repair ourselves a little bit. And I'll have to start worrying about other stuff soon, like supplies. So, I played StarCraft quite a bit when I had the game, and I think I played it more than any other game I had access to that is real-time strategy. A couple of things to note, though, about the game is that I think it was around this time, or maybe it was around the time of like Diablo 2, but StarCraft and Diablo 2 were around the time they introduced Battle.net, and that is a system that allows you to play with other players on the internet. I basically used that to play against other people, but more importantly, I used it for to use map settings, where you could like customize a map and then play your like own customized missions. This is like really relevant because most people, I think most people know about League of Legends, and where that came from was from like Dota, which was Defense of the Ancients, and that was actually a customized like mission made in Warcraft 3, which is another Blizzard game that came long after this with like better graphics and similar concept. Now, why I bring that up is because I basically played a lot of customized missions, and there's like lots of ideas that people made for how to play with like their like game and all that. All right, we're gonna gather some minerals. And I'm gonna actually start getting some gas since I need it for upgrades and such. We'll build up some marines. That should be almost enough
Not enough
minerals. Anyhow, let's talk a little bit about the Terrans and how they build. As you see, we have like defensive buildings. Here's like a missile turret, which is like an air defense. And then we have like producing buildings, and then we have upgrading stuff like this can upgrade my weapons. This can upgrade how my troops actually work, etc., etc. You also have resource gathering units, and your goal is to build up an army and destroy your enemies or complete whatever objectives you have to do. And that's like the the general purpose for why the game was made. Alright, looks like we've got enough for stim packs. Now, I actually, I'm more of a C&C fan, and I played like Command & Conquer a lot when StarCraft initially came out. But the thing to note about StarCraft is that it's a lot different than the RTS games that came out during that time. Before Blizzard had come out with StarCraft, they were like producing stuff like Warcraft 1 and 2, and Westwood Studios was basically producing games like Doom 2, Command & Conquer, Red Alert, and like Doom 2000, I think, at that time. And these are all like great games and all that, but well, what can I say? They sort of lacked a little bit of diversity, and you see a lot of this diversity now in StarCraft. And how they have it is like you have all these like unique abilities for your units, and you have like ways to upgrade your units. And then each unit themselves, they're all unique in how they how they react. Like these guys, they have ranged combats, they shoot stuff. This is like a giant tank that can turn into an artillery. You have some like bikes that can move around pretty fast, and eventually they can lay spider mines, which is like the ability to mine off an area. All pretty interesting. Let's do this. So there's the enemy base. Here's some Zerg, and Zerg play a little bit differently than the Terrans. Basically, how they work is they like produce eggs from like larvae here, and that's how they make units. And one is like the drones, and they use those drones to make buildings. Pretty much, their base is like a living organism, not orgasm. And well, you basically have like a whole lot of like very vicious, hostile Zerglings and such to attack you. Anyhow, it's going to take a while for me to upgrade my guys, but whatever. Let's build a couple of fire bats. Now, how how the unit progression works is basically you have to build, like, you know, say a producing structure to build certain units. You have to build like a supporting structure for access to other units, and then you basically have, you know, you get like minerals and like vesting gas to build up each unit. Takes quite a bit of time to get everything going, but that's part of the strategy. Do you like go with, like, say, quick little weak units that can, like, you know, possibly take out the enemy real quick, or do you go, you know, try and save up for the strong units that can blow them away and fire greater quantities? And then even then, you might want, say, like, you know, to use these weak units as like air defense for like this guy who that lacks any sort of ability to attack air units.
Upgrade complete.
I'm just going to turn on the volume a little bit. So tanks can transfer into siege mode for increased range and damage, while in siege mode tanks are immobile. Little tip from the game. Alright, it looks like the game's fuzzed up a little bit, so I'm actually going to pause the recording. Alright, I was actually being told to turn down my game there for a bit. Anyways, we're back, and it looks like my game's working as it's supposed to. Anyhow, we've got ourselves a tank, and we've got access to everything mostly. I'll upgrade a little bit more. Looks like we're done upgrading there. I can do a little bit more of this. And before I just, you know, completely forget about it, let's build a few guards to guard my base. And we'll get you guys to start gaining minerals a little bit more. Alright, so I got a few guys in this bunker here, and we got a few guys ready to go here. We're going to back off Duke. He makes for a good defensive unit, more so than one that I want to send and possibly get killed. So we'll hold him back. And along with these Marines, he'll be just defending everyone. And let's just send all these guys out, I guess, at this point. Right after we dump some mines. I'm going to dump some mines over here. Get this going. I really only need tanks for this game, but just to show you off a little bit more of your units. Okay, you all do spire mines right here. Do spire mines right over here. Maybe up here. And why not, we'll do some down here. And over here, if possible. Alright, so we managed to unload our mines. And why not, we'll have these guys as response units. That leaves me with this tank, a couple fire bats, and these Marines. We'll build up a couple more tanks. And I'll send a force over to conquer the foes. Alright, looks like I've managed to upgrade there. This is going to be done soon. These guys are slowly mining out over here. There's a bit more of the base. There's some borrowed units. I know they're borrowed because they're black. I suppose I'll go a little bit more into detail with Zerg. Much like the Terrans, they have producing structure instead. They only have one producing structure. And then they have all these supporting structures, but let the producing structure build different units. So this one lets them build Zerglings. This one will let them build Mutalisks. This one right here will let them build Hydralisks. And it sort of continues on that sort of progression. Alright, we need to build another supply depot. We'll build this guy. And why not? We'll build... we'll do this later. I'll build a whole bunch of Marines just to fill out the rest of the
Additional supply depots required.
supplies initially. So each supply depot, you give 8 supplies from it. And that's great. You go back here. Again, I'm going to build maybe just a few Marines just to guard my base. This is probably overkill, but whatever. And I'll build, say, a tank that goes here. Kind of like in Command & Conquer, building units can be kind of slow and tedious. And you have these downtimes in the game. But then it gets really tense when you actually, you need to start building stuff when stuff is attacking you. And we'll take you. And let's go probably conquer off a little bit. So we're just going to move these guys up. And kill these guys over here. Well, let's get these guys to move up here. That should be sort of good enough that I can start just killing stuff as it gets close. That just did parasite ability on me. And that basically means that if I was a Zerg player, you could see the enemies when they do it. CPUs always see you though, so it doesn't really matter, but it's redundant, but whatever, they do it anyways. Does it demonstrate they have that ability? Die. Alright, we've managed to clear out mostly all the stuff over here. Let's, yeah, you go over here. You go here. You guys move over here. They'll just attack anything that comes anywhere over here. We'll get these guys to come over here. Let's get you. And you'll go over here and start producing a barracks. Now we'll do it right there. Move this guy over here. Let's move these guys up a little bit. Let's do it like this. Move them all in and I'll just slowly take it with the tanks. They'll kill it quickly enough. That was a defensive structure if you can't tell, but it's pretty obvious that I was hurting my guys. Alright, so let's move up this way. And here's what I'm going to do. This is right outside their second base. They have actually 2 bases. We're going to have my guys move up here. Start firing. He's actually close enough to fire off the main gun, which tells me he's too close. Those guys will slowly kill anything that gets over here. You go this way, you go this way. Hold position. You guys move in there. You build a structure. And why not, we'll move you down over here. You too. Actually, we're going to build a whole bunch of Marines. I should have enough tanks at this point, so... Just build some Marines. As you can tell, they're still firing. So each unit has their own abilities. In this case, these guys are like heavy support fire. These are like nice little, you know, cannon fire to protect your other stuff. These guys are good close combat guys. Enemy units also have their abilities too. Like these guys are like basic builders. These guys are ranged combatants, defensive structures. Basically supply stuff from these overlord units here. They're also transports, by the way. This is like your basic melee combat unit. Doesn't do much damage, but it's pretty plentiful and easy to build. We'll just have them stay there for a while I sort of flatten out everything. And why not? We're going to start just sending some of these guys over, I guess. Well, not these guys. These guys I don't really care about, but they make good defense, I guess. Send these guys over. As soon as this gets built, I'll be able to build more. We'll build maybe this guy, and we'll build 3 tanks. You start harvesting. You guys come over here. And while we're here, let's look around at this base, just to see where all the defensive units are. So we got a couple more right here and here. Hopefully I can see that. Apparently I can. I was able to for a little bit. Let's move these guys up a little bit. I don't want them getting too close, but let's move them over here. You can go up here. You can attack that one. Also stuff to attack. I'm playing kind of cautiously, but that's fine for this little mission. Oops, I did it twice. Can't win with that, I guess. So we'll just kill it. Alright, we mostly killed this stuff up there, so you guys move up, you guys move down. I'll move these guys to blow up the rest of the ground defenses. Blow up that. You guys can move up now. You guys can move over here. They'll finish this all up pretty nice. And I'll leave them alone. I'll move these guys in. You guys move this way. Typical Terran strategy. Just start firing at range and blow them up. Now let's rush them. Tank mode. Looks like I've almost beat this. So we'll just have these guys keep guarding while I slowly kick out the last the ground defenses here. I'll move these guys in. Let's move this guys over here. That one's gone. That should be pretty much it. Finish them off. So, typical strategy, you just overwhelm your guys with different guys, and each of them have unique abilities that can make it easier. These are great as, like, you know, basic, you know, blow up the guys at range and provide good support. These are good, like, meat shields to protect them. And basic, you know, it's basically a little bit overview about the strategy of StarCraft. You have, like, your units, and you progress as you get more, and each adds an element of how you play your faction. Blow up this first. I'll blow up this next. That should be it.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Lieutenant, by edict of Confederate High Command, all matters regarding these xenomorphs are under Class 7 seal. Do not speak of the existence of the xenomorphs, or in any way relay the events surrounding their appearance on Chao Sara. Failure to comply with these orders will result in immediate termination. This conversation never took place. We were never here.
Alright, so that's pretty much it for the demo. So, basically it tells you, epilogue. Over the following weeks, the Confederates instituted a plant-wide lockdown which restricted all travel and communication to and from Chao Sara. By imposing these harsh constraints, the Confederates hoped to contain the knowledge of the Xenomorph's existence. Meanwhile, a barrage of Confederate propaganda ensured that the operation would only be remembered as a triumphant police action against the Sons of Corral. The general populace would never suspect that the events at Chao Sara were an omen of the darker days to come. And then it tells you a little bit about the game. So, this was basically a little overview about StarCraft, and I'll note that this demo is completely standstill from the rest of the game. These like little missions are completely different from what they gave you in the actual like Terran missions, and you know, the Terran missions have you starting right after the Xenomorphs mostly invaded, and here it's they're starting to invade. I really like StarCraft quite a bit. It has a pretty interesting storyline, and I didn't really play StarCraft 2 and I don't plan to, but it was a great game when it came out. What was really great about it, though, was the fact that they had Battle.net at the time when they brought it out, and that really made their game well, pretty much Battle.net made their game a lot better than like CNC 100-fold, just because you could play against other people online, and you could also use map settings to make your own missions and such. And people made their own games and all that fun stuff. I don't know if I'll do Warcraft 3, but it's generally the same sort of idea with Starcraft. I basically, played a few missions with it and all that. I might do Warcraft 1 or 2. We'll see. And I'll probably definitely try and show off Westwood. Anyhow, I'm done with this game. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.